We've made an unscheduled visit to our cluster's distant neutron star, but it may indeed be the cluster's black hole that needs more of our attention, in addition perhaps to several other planets everywhere. We'll handle it. It's fine. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Dyson Sphere Program in our Alpha Andromedae series. So we are going to head in the opposite direction here. See what I did there? I looked toward the neutron star and was like, nope. Let's go 180 degrees the other direction. And off we go. Looks like we are starting to make progress on our current research again. You can tell because it's no longer glowing red. When the icon glows red, it's clearly stopped. So that means we've just gotten a shipment of Antimatter in. And it might be possible to further expand the production of Antimatter if that is part of the issue on our ROMI 2. So we might look at that before the end of this episode or the next. But first, we just need to get to this black hole and see what is going on. It might not be anything major, but we haven't done a maintenance checkup at DSR J0928-30 in a while. And it feels like one is overdue. Also, there are a bunch of stars we haven't even visited this series, which is bittersweet, because we are kind of approaching the point where we're going to be building the Dyson Sphere, and I would like to start fresh with some of the knowledge that I've gained from this series, but also possibly be prepared for the combat update to drop, because that seems like it's soonish, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, that could be kind of important. All right, so let's fly in to our planet here. God, it's so fast. But thankfully, we were ready for the trip, and now we are... Oh, wrong button. That's what I meant to do. There we go. So how are we doing here? Yeah, you are the culprit, basically. You are the culprit. So unipolar magnet veins. Still have 5 million unipolar magnet here. So is it really just the one source? Is this all you're doing? You can do... And you're exporting metal, but this is the one that I didn't set up as a metal export, but there's 12 million iron, not metal, iron. So there's a couple things we can do here. Let's take a look at power and see how it's doing. Yeah, we're completely fine. So let's set up a few veins. We've got a 2 million vein here, and it looks like we can pop that down and be completely covered. I will set up a Tesla tower there. And get that connected. And we'll have another source of iron. But the main thing is that we need an additional source of unipolar magnets on this planet, because we have plenty. This planet is not going to run out of unipolar magnets anytime soon, but it's just not producing them fast enough for our current needs. So let's see if we can solve that. Yeah, so we had set up iron here as an export and just hadn't actually started sending any off yet. Okay, so there's that. What else? There's a vein right there. I'm looking at it. So, love this theme so much. Never gets old. It's amazing. I could also speed up the existing... excuse me. I could speed up the existing veins. But I don't think I'd need to do that. Or rather, speed up the existing mines, is what I meant to say. Why are you not connecting? The pull path. Yeah, that should not be an issue. That's crazy. Alright, so that's set. Sorry, I just needed to write something down real quick, and here's that. We just need... Could I potentially use one of these, maybe? Let's see, you're still connected until about there. And then I can connect you here. Beautiful. So now we have unipolar magnets coming from 2 different sources here. And power-wise, we are completely okay. How are we doing on ships here? Do I have everything fully allocated? Yes, I do have 10 ships. So that should help with the distribution of those resources. And now, I guess, the most important thing I need to do at this juncture... There are a couple of things I mentioned being important in this episode. I do need to run some checkups on all of my outlying systems that are bringing in extra resources, because you never know when one of those might run dry. And Zeta RA is probably one of the top candidates for that visit. But I want to head to Alrami 2 first, because I want to make sure, now that we are producing more of that particular resource, now that we have more unipolar magnets flowing, it might take a moment for them to distribute in a equitable fashion, so to speak, between the worlds. Now that we have that set up, I want to make sure that we are producing the thing that relies upon unipolar magnets at a more efficient rate. And I also want to take a look at, as I mentioned, Antimatter, to see if maybe we could add an additional, because we have them, we could add an additional particle collider that could make more antimatter. Because right now we just have 2 particle colliders making antimatter. We could have 3 or 4 instead of 2. So that's a possibility. But yeah, then we have just a number of nearby systems that we need to visit that are all outputting things for us. Zeta RA is going to be fairly close to Alrami, so looks like we're going to make this before we need to drop out of warp. It's just going to be kind of close. I'm trying to control the warp speed. Oh, it's Shift and S. Okay. So I guess maybe just Shift is a way to speed up the warp. I'll try that next time I'm at warp. I was trying to hold Shift S, so I didn't notice if it actually changed. That's something that I figured out in just the last episode, I believe, that that's even possible. Okay, so it looks like everything here is, like, really healthy. Yeah. So I could, at some point I could double the number of... Doubling sounds a little bit insane, but I could totally do it. I mean, look at this. It's such a healthy... We're at 2.31 gigawatts, and I could have more, which would lead to more output in every possible way. Okay, so we're still struggling to get these all the way down here, but it looks... Wait a frickin' minute. Are you serious? Well, glad I caught that. Looks like I caught it before everything ran out, but that does mean that we're going to see a dramatic increase. How close was it to running out? Let's go down here and take a look at the ones that haven't received those in a while. It actually wasn't close. Everything was so full all over this entire installation. So this might be fun to watch. We might actually see the glow come toward us here. Let's watch for a second. It'd be cool to see it activate slowly, because all of those are being distributed along this entire line. It might be too many, frankly. Or it might not have been enough. There might not have been enough sitting and waiting. Alright, if we watch for just a moment above Icarus, let's see if the glow... You might not even be able to see it on YouTube, frankly, because it's such a subtle effect. Okay, it's not happening as quickly as I'd hoped, but that is going to change things. I'm glad I caught that. That is ridiculous. So these are definitely being distributed more rapidly now. Now let's actually look at what we came here to look at. Oh, wrong pole. Oh wait, is it the right pole? It is the right pole. Thought so. Okay, so right now it seems like we don't need more antimatter production, but it also seems like... Ooh, interestingly enough, it seems like we could probably produce more graviton lenses. So the expansion that we did to the production of... strange matter seems to have done its job. So now we can increase the amount of graviton lenses we're making. We don't need to do anything with the power here. But what I really want to see happening is I want to start seeing, okay, good, this is starting to back up. That's kind of what I was thinking we were going to start seeing, because we're going to have more and more of that coming in, especially if I start to expand the number of electromagnetic railguns. I want to call them EML, which is an Ace Combat reference. But no, they're the EM guns. And I could build more of them. A lot more of them. And that would increase the Dyson Swarm's energy capacity. It does seem like maybe some additional antimatter could be produced here at this point. So let's go ahead and expand this by one more as well. Alright, so it might take a moment for that third one to really get a lot of antimatter, because this one's probably not filling up all the way. But I think what's going to start to happen, especially as the new ones that I've just built continue to reach 100%, because right now they're only at 63%. What I really need to do is start spitting out more of those, because I'm starting to limit. All of that energy is being divided evenly between these. So I need to increase the amount of energy that I'm putting out. I need to increase the amount of EM rail ejectors that I'm using. Okay. I have some of these resources available to me. Do I have any EM rail ejectors ready to go? I don't think I do. I do not. Okay, so I don't have the steel, though. So I would need to go back to Alpha Andromeda to get those made. So here's what I'm going to do. I do want to stay focused on the checkups that I need to do this episode, because if something else falls apart while we're beginning to work on this stage of things, it'll just be a nuisance. I'd prefer to have everything running smoothly. So it looks like all of these resources are in good shape. Let's double check and make sure. Yep, we've got the full number of transports there. Power is like steady and getting better. We've even got titanium here that I can export at some point. Not going to do that just yet, but oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about this line. I can delete that. Because remember, this was once going another direction. I'm getting a ton of soil pile too from what I'm doing, so that's been a huge win. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, 4.9 million soil pile. I can definitely work with that ocean planet now without even worrying about it. Okay, so let's go in order. It's been a while since I've done a checkup of my other planets, and it's worth doing this at this point. I have the resources I need pretty much on me in order to take care of everything that I control. So let's go in order. Where is Zeta Ra? There it is. 5.82 light years away. Now let's try the speed thing. Right now, 2.5 light years. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I can drop my warp speed, but apparently I can't raise it right now. That's interesting. But I am a few technologies away. Like 1 3/4 technologies away. Okay, so it's mainly this one here. It did it again. Did you catch that? That happened in the last episode, I think. I warped again so quickly that it was like, okay, that's fine. Alright, let's see what we got. How we looking here? This looks healthy. Incredibly so. So we still have tons of this. Let's go over here. And then we have a lot of fire ice and a lot of silicon. Eventually we'll need more there, but this just looks like a raw resource export, and we have plenty. And we're demanding... Did I ever do anything with that? I never did anything with it. Well, that's annoying. So this is just... Okay, I guess I'll leave it here in the off chance that it's actually necessary somewhere. Okay, so Zeta Array is done. What else do we have going in Zeta Array? Production. Alright, so Zeta Array 1, 2... So we have something going on every single planet in this system. It's worth visiting all of them to make sure it's healthy. Zeta Array 3 is very healthy. I'm happy with what I just saw there. Let's hop over to Zeta Array 1 and make sure it is equally healthy. Now, one of these planets, I believe, is giving me my sulfuric acid. And I believe it's this one. Yeah, power-wise, we're fine. And I can hear the bubbling of the sulfuric acid. Also, oh yeah, all these. Oh, what's this? What is this? Are we running short of something important? Or are we just... It looks like copper, oddly enough. Oh, hello. What the heck? Hang on. Hold on. Stop everything. Oops. This is the definition of an oversight. This is, of course, going to dramatically increase power consumption, but I'm okay with it. Yep, there it goes. There it goes. It's okay. Everything is fine. Especially if we have an extra slot, which we don't. Damn. Well, what we can do to rectify that is pretty easy. Because I can just do another couple of solar belts and be done with this. So... let's do blueprints. Yeah, I'm just going to build as many as I can over the existing buildings that are here. It'll be a little bit janky, but it's fine. This should dramatically improve the situation here in a way that I did not even know was necessary, but this is actually going to help with processor production, so I'm glad I decided to pay this system a visit, because this has been out of sight, out of mind, let me tell you. Okay, so that's I don't know why I hit escape there. I was just trying to close the blueprint interface. All right, that being done, let's go ahead and get all these built, and we will watch the power situation. Wait, power situation's fine. Why were you turning yellow? Huh? Why were you turning yellow? The power situation is 100% fine. I mean, I'm still going to do this. It might have just been because all of them were active for a moment, but now some of the lines are full again. That's probably what it was. Still glad I'm doing this. Oh wait, am I still looking? Yeah, that's why. I'm looking at the wrong planet. Hang on. Local planet. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so there was a deficit. It's looking... That's the downside, by the way. There's the danger of using this panel to look around and see how different planets are doing at any given time. You have to remember that you might switch away from the local planet view, which of course operates contextually most of the time, and if you're used to just pulling it up to look at what's going on at the local planet, but you have selected another planet specifically to see how things are doing, then it's going to mess with your mind. But this is definitely helping. Alright, so I stand corrected. This was in fact necessary, which is what I thought. But also what I was saying, I mean, it was plausible if there's more storage for these. It was plausible that, in fact, they would all start running again momentarily and then fill up with the resources that they're making. Sunbather. Generate more than 180 megawatts of electricity on a planet using solar panels. Nice. New achievement. So this is apparently the most solar panels I've ever had on a planet in DSP. It looks like silicon is running a little bit short, which could present a problem. I think I know which way that's going. Yes, I do. Alright. Alright, so you know what we're going to do now. Well, first of all, let me go ahead and put that in my inventory. Second of all, do I have... I do, I have 2, which is exactly what I need. I need pilers. So let's go ahead and, first of all, bring this line briefly down to the ground. Add a piler. Bring it back up. Oh good, it is connected to the power. It really shouldn't be, all things considered, but it is. Oh, not fully connected. That's fine. Oh yeah, because of the same problem. That is one thing I hope they fix in coming patches. Hopefully they'll be able to, with relative ease. Seems like it might be a bit more of a challenge, because I mean, making things work with these tiny arches had to have been a challenge. Alright, so that makes the content of that line a little denser, and hopefully that'll make it easier. Yep, that did in fact make it easier. For stuff to get all the way down. Perfect. Now in this case, these are just completely full. So what I need to do now is see if we are now filling those lines back up and if everything is being produced adequately. Okay, so it seems like maybe we need more of these in order to really have processors going full speed. Which thankfully is not a problem. I've got some space here that I can use, so let me go ahead and delete. I'm going to add a lot more space, in fact. I'm going to go a little bit nuts with this. Because if those are what I need, then that's what I'll add. Really glad I decided to do this. Wait, is that going the wrong direction? Really? You're importing silicon as well. I mean, okay, that makes sense, because... Oh yeah, because there wasn't a lot of silicon here to begin with. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. I should not have forgotten that. But I did. Because it's been a while since I've been on this planet. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. So, let's go ahead and build... few more of these. And we will, of course, need to... Oh, I see what's happening here. This is easily fixed. Now, I don't know that that will be enough. But we can watch for a second and see if that seems to improve it. Let me turn the power overlay off because that genuinely... It's so much information when it's on the screen. All right, so now it seems like... All right, we're doing a little better. I'm seeing a lot more production of those. Probably need to amplify it even more, though. I don't want to run out of processors. This is a very, very, very important resource. Thankfully, it looks like I have plenty on this planet, and they're not going anywhere, which means they're not in, like, extremely high, shortening, like, dangerously low supply, high demand. So, we'll do what I was thinking about doing, which is adding a little bit of landfill here. This time we'll add this lane in advance. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. I wasn't expecting to get 4. Alright, so hopefully that expansion should be enough. Let's take one more look, because we really want... Ideally, we want all of these producing. The fact that we've got so many that aren't producing is sad. Because the capacity for this planet to make additional processors. This is pretty much our processor factory here. So we rely on this to be working adequately. And it does seem like it's filling up a little bit more. That's good to see. Seeing lots of, like, just streaks of the resources make their way down past a ton of collectors that are saturated. Right, I'm definitely happier about that. If we were to look at production right now, on the local planet over even just the last 10 minutes. Let's look at this for processors. Look at that. Processors are up to 414 per minute. Over the last hour, they were at 219. So we just doubled processor production. Doubled. And it might even increase further. Just on this one planet, mind you, but we doubled it, which is pretty handy. This copper deposit, I could probably use some new mines on these, but those are so well set up that I don't think it's necessary at this moment in time. That's set up as an export project, basically. And we haven't really needed to export copper to any other worlds yet. But let's see how we're doing. All right, so a little bit more expansion may be in order, but I also feel like one thing that could start happening soon, yep, it's already kind of starting to happen, maybe. So I might need to have more of these producing, or we'll develop a shortage in the opposite direction. Although it does seem okay. It seems like it's still filling up. The line is having a little bit of trouble keeping up, but it seems mostly okay. So I might just need to bury this iron vein. I think that's what I'm going to do. I hate to do it, but let's face it. We're covered. When it comes to iron. So I can hide one iron vein on a world that doesn't need that iron vein mined right now. And as a consequence, here's what I get to do. Now that that's no longer in the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. That'll hopefully ensure that those stay in good supply. Okay, I'm very happy with that. Processors are now up to 418, 420. Yeah, so they're definitely increasing. 430. It's great to see. Over the last 10 hours, we're only at 202. And look at that increase. This is the last 10 hours. This is just the last few minutes here. So that's a win, and I'll take it. And we are approaching the 30-minute mark for this episode, and I need to go ahead and stop this one here. Normally I'd go about another 5 minutes, but I think that's a good stopping point. In the next episode, I'm going to continue visiting Zeta Arae, while also, notice by the way that research is moving a little bit more smoothly up in the upper left corner as well. So that's good to see. But in the next one, I am going to continue visiting the Zeta Arae cluster and then take a look at Leonis Minoris, take a look at a lot of neighboring systems, to be honest, because we haven't visited Kipha Borealis in a while. We haven't visited Cassora in a while. Now, I think some of those are just gas giants, but I just want to make sure, because we are depending on these planets for lots of resources, and I don't want anything to break down or slow down while we're in the process of making everything so freaking awesome, especially if we're going to build a Dyson Sphere soon and end the series. So just crossing all of our T's and dotting all of our I's. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day at noon, US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.